Koh Lipe is a beautiful little island closer to the coast of Malaysia than it is to the mainland of Thailand. And in addition to the crystal clear waters, ocean breezes, and lovely locals, this little island is really a place to slow down, enjoy the stunning landscapes of a true tropical paradise. And in today's video, I'm going to show you just how much brilliant life and unequaled peace can be had on this roughly 2 square kilometer island. Let's kick off this tour with the busy side of island life, the main walking street. The inland entrance to Walking Street was less than a 10-minute walk from our hotel, and getting to the far end that lets you out onto Pattaya Beach completely depends on how fast or slow you are moving that day. Walking Street is where you're going to find everything from the local tours to restaurants and bars, shopping, and even medical care. Of course, you will also find the absolutely Thai-required 7-Elevens here as well. What shops are open will vary from daytime to night, but you should have no trouble finding at least a few of whatever you need open at every point during the day. Massage parlors, souvenir shops, and local eateries are the most abundant on this narrow stretch of road, making it a super cute place to stroll and shop any time of the day. Now again, since the island is so small, almost all the amenities you seek are going to certainly be located along this stretch of road, which makes it super walkable. But if you're not looking to walk, you can grab a tuk-tuk or rent a scooter as well, as there are very few cars on the island. far into Walking Street, you'll be on the same beach that you processed in at immigration after your ferry ride to the island. This is also the same place you'll need to come to when you're leaving the island to go through the same process in reverse. This beach is also very popular at night, since you can see beautiful sunset skies just steps away from lots of restaurants and bars. In last week's video, I mentioned we timed our visit to Songkran, which is the Thai New Year, and if you've done any research on Thailand, you know that this is one of the many must-do festivals they have each year. Now, we weren't sure if this little island would live up to the same level of chaos and fun we had seen in other parts of the country, but the locals did not disappoint. All of Walking Street was transformed into a huge, giant, fun-for-all-ages street party, and I can honestly say we had more fun in a few hours here than we've had in the whole rest of our year combined. Moving away from the land's activities, let's literally dive into the gorgeous clear blue waters around the island. In our last video, we shared with you a full resort tour and told you one of the main reasons we picked this location was for its beachfront locale. Being able to walk into the water from your sun lounger and not have to worry about your personal effects really just adds another level of relaxation into your holiday. Also, the side of the island we were located on had a smaller island you could easily swim or kayak to just off the coast, and the corals in between are just amazing for snorkeling. Now, we had the added bonus of being able to snorkel this wrecked longtail boat not that far off ashore, and it attracted a lot of schools of smaller fish to it. But friends of ours stayed on the island a few months after we did and told us that since we had been there, this has actually been cleared because it had been resting on a live coral bed. With the amount of coral reef all along the shore, you'll find lots of sea life to explore and enjoy. We spent hours in the water each day, and we're glad that we packed our own masks and snorkels, so we didn't have to borrow communal ones from our resort or buy them in one of the local shops. However, if you do find yourself in need of buying snorkel gear, we saw sets on Walking Street for about 350 baht each. Now let's revisit the topic of that small island just off the coast I mentioned before, because it is something you'll definitely want to plan on doing. The tiny island paradise can easily be reached by kayak, swimming, or even walking if low tide is during the day. Side of the island, there's a beach that's easily accessible due to the small amount of coral close to shore. However, we would definitely recommend water shoes when you explore here, especially if you're walking out during low tide, as the coral, rocks, and shrubs can easily cut up your feet. Just a 20-minute walk along the beach from Salisa Resort will bring you to North Point Beach. This beach is the beach that everyone comes to for sunset, as it has the most direct view. However, that being said, since the island is really so small, pretty much anywhere you are will afford you some beautiful skies. Even at our resort, which was technically on the sunrise side of the island, had some stunning watercolor moments. Koh Lipe is not a bustling beach town or a major metropolis, but instead a stunningly beautiful place to relax and unplug from your hectic lifestyle. Here you're going to find good food, amazing people, and breathtaking landscapes that you won't be able to forget. As I make this video and think back on our 20 days here, I have nothing but wonderful memories and hope we'll be able to get to return someday soon. And that means to do so, balancing our travel and budget wisely, since this locale is not as affordable as some of the other Thai destinations. And if you're also looking to budget for a trip here, we've got you covered, as next week's video will be a full budget breakdown of our 20 days here, giving you a great baseline of exactly what you'll need for your stay. So be sure to subscribe and join us here, not only for that video, but also for future videos where we'll be sharing our island adventures as we slow travel through the stunning beaches of the Philippines.